Hello, we are live. It's your boy T-Pain. We love ACC. We're back after a long time of not streaming. Hello everybody that is in here. I don't know who is in here. I've not bothered checking who's there, but if you are in here, thank you. Hello. I'm going to mess around with some stuff just real quick because it has been a long time since I've done this. Brains, you should be qualifying, buddy. Don't you? You need to get out of here. We've seen you multitask. In Vic, we trust. Don't. Please. Please. Don't gas me. Ooh, right. Pre-warning. I've got drinks. I've got Doritos. This is 2 hours and 30 minutes long, okay? You might hear me gulping. You might hear me eating Doritos like a true gamer. I apologize. But I'm also not sorry at the same time, so you know you'll have to cope with that a little bit. Just gonna quickly jump on some whilst. Let's see who's gone. Just to give a little test. Can everybody hear me? Can somebody tell me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Not see me, but can you hear me over the sound of engines and cars and what have you? If not, please let me know. I'm gonna figure this out as we go. You're with me to the end. You better be here, Six Man. If you're not here for co-commentary, I need you here asking me pointless questions so that I can actually provide something for the guys. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have a lot more races than what's coming in. Imagine you all might be joining now though for quality. It is half hour, so I've got a bit of time. Whew.
Green light, give it all you can.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot I've got to do this. Right, who was that was first out there? Number 138, which is Senelef. F. Senelef. I do not get first names, only seconds. And I've not seen F. Senelef before, so I'm assuming this is a new driver to the league, to the special event. There is our GT4 class car. This is multi-class, by the way, guys. Multi-class, insane. We've never done it. I don't think we've done this. Have we done this? Maybe we've done this once. Maybe we've done this once. Maybe Nordschleifer was the other time we did it. I could be wrong. But we need more people for the GT4 cars, guys. Come on. Like, it's slacking. Okay, it's pretty embarrassing. Next time, a few more GT4s, yeah? I know they're not great here, but I'd appreciate it. We're going to try and keep up with what we can. Obviously, Senelef being the first person out, we're just going to keep on Senelef for now. He will be setting the standard as he will be the first time to go through. This is an outlap, but the boy is burning it. Oh, God. Right. The white Porsche. I'm not a fan of this livery. Say, it's a bit. But you know, it's fine. We'll let Senelef off this time. He's clearly not here for looks. He's here to win. That's the assumption. Before Senelef goes, we will have a look. So number 38 is behind him, and that is a name I'm probably going to butcher horribly, but I'm just gonna say it how I see it. And Jastrevsky, we'll call him number 38, just so I don't butcher that name anymore. In the GT4, behind him is number 88, who is Dubois. G. Dubois. Has to be French. Has to be. In the 28 McLaren. I think it's the new 720. I'm not so in touch with the cars as I used to be. He's about to start his first quali lap. I'm hoping to see some incredible times here. I can't remember what the standard was in terms of a good time. I just know it was around the 220 mark. So anywhere near there, I'm just gonna gas. I'm just gonna gas it and like pretend it's the best thing ever. Bad Mind 6. Have you? That was a hard name to pronounce. I'll have you know. I don't think I've got the tongue for such madness. There it goes. Victor Rodillion and LaRouge and long straight. Who's we got behind him there? It's number 13. We'll have a quick looky. Pennings in the BMW with the Huts logo representing. I love that. Anyone that represents Huts logo, bonus points. I'll give you 5 points at the end. The FIA won't know about it. It'll be a secret 5 points. Shout out to Pennings. We have behind him number 25. I'm having to like flicker through these a little bit. Schuts, and he's in a GT4 car. Take the Porsche GT4 car. By God, does it look slow in comparison? It's got a little. I like it. I think we got like what? So we got the 5 cars in the GT4, and we got 24 in the GT3. So I'll have to keep tabs on that and to see who is in the lead in terms of the GT4. If you are a GT3 car behind the GT4s in the race, I'm going to heavily judge you, just so that you're aware and that we're all aware. 138, if I can find him again, he's about to cross the line. It's center left in the white Porsche, about to set the lap. This should be a lap set, and that is a 2:19.5. That sounds fast. I'm going to guess it. That's the standard. Center left has set the standard right now with a 2:19.587. And oh, we have a Carter on the track. Big up Carter. We share the same second name. Big up. I'm shooting for you. Dubois goes ahead with a 2:17. He blows center left out the wall with 2 seconds. That is insane speed. Jesus. Pennings sits in third with a 2:20.6. I did hear a little chime of sorts there. I'm going to assume something happened. Oh, thank you for the follow. One sec. I can't even see that. One sec. Oh God, no, not that. Small boy 123 and Matt Carter. Thank you. I think Matt Carter will be the one that's also racing. I assume we share the same second name, man. I'm rooting for you. Don't let me down. Okay, so if we're gonna update now, Amalere has set 2:21.8. P. Sangamani in the Aston Martin, number 666. Bit scary, but he has also set a 2:23.2. So Dubois has set a huge gap from P1 to P2, which is now just a second from the other McLaren of Lasso. Dubois was improving only a little bit, but it seems he's given up now. Lasso, he is 2 tenths up on his lap, or at least he was, not anymore. Center left though, and Pennings are 5 tenths and 7 tenths up on their laps. I'm going to stick with center left, who's going to come through first, and see if this should... Oh, it won't be enough to place him in second, but it might solidify his spot in third a little bit further. He's going to go up the line now, and we say that, but Robin has just set a 2:18.2. Center left now remains... Oh, he doesn't remain. He drops down to 5th as Jovanovski hits a 2:19.2 in the Porsche. So the Porsche brothers have are now fighting. That is Angel Jovanovski, by the way, the Predator. Big up the Predator. He's wearing the attire and everything. I don't know if you've seen them shoes. I couldn't tell you which was worse, the trainers or the pedals. But he's done well. He's sitting in 4th now. And it hasn't changed all too much. Dubois still in 1st with the 2:17.8. Robin 2:18.2. He's the 10th up on his lap. Lasso, he's not much on his lap there. It's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Might struggle to... Yeah, it looks like he's giving up on that again. He's struggling a little bit. Is Lasso and Dubois, they got the same... Okay, they look like teammates. And Lasso and Dubois, they look like they're part of a team. Both fast McLaren drivers, though. Top 3. One sitting on pole. I'm going to look who is up on their lap. I'm going to go down to Vinacci, who is 6 tenths on his lap. I mean, it's still sitting in the 223s. It won't put him anywhere unless he takes this last chicane extremely well. And I hope I can give it... And he has. He blows out of the way. He gets 4 tenths up on it. 5 tenths. This will still only, unfortunately, put him in a 223 position. But he goes into P11. Not too bad, not too bad. Nunziata is also a second up. That might have been out of bounds in terms... Oh, he's up onto the chicane now. Takes a right. Goes a left. Set the car straight. He loses so much time. He was a second up and he loses 5 tenths. So he now sits in P11. Ahead of Vinacci as well. There's a lot of laps being given up on here. He's got one of the fast McLarens behind him. Don't know which one that was though. Oh, it's Robin. Is he also part of the McLaren crew? The McLaren team of... It's like a team of 3. Nunziata is... This is almost a race. Yeah, the dirt was always going to throw him right off there. And I think that's probably... Bit of a weird one, that. At some point you have to back out of this lap and be like, oh, maybe I should back out. Well, it seems he's just putting pressure on Robin. I'm not sure what's going on there. Looks like he's definitely not going to improve on his lap now. Oh, look who else is up on their laps. Schutz is 8 tenths. He's in the GT4, and I told you, and I said it again, if you're a GT3 car behind your GT4s, I might myself take you out of Huts itself. I might do it. I have the power. You shouldn't be behind these guys. If you are, I'm watching. I'm waiting. Looking at you, Sherlock. Looking at you. Not gonna win. Dubois, our pole sitter at the moment, is 4 tenths up in his lap. He's already P1 and he's going to improve his lead there if he keeps on this lap anyway. He's trying to find where he is. Oh, okay, he's not too far. He's on the last, I want to say straight. It's not quite so much of a straight, but in some cases it might as well be. Coming up to the chicane, this is the make or break for the lap. You either mess this up or you... Ooh, looks alright. Yeah, he's gained time. Straight out, puts his foot down, and it's 5 tenths, and he solidifies that lead by 5 tenths. He was already in the lead, and now he's improved it by 8 tenths on Robin, who's also in the McLaren, who, again, I assume is a teammate on the premise of the colour scheme. Oh, someone can find Robin's not on the lap now. He looks like he's backing out. Apophis in the Aston Martin, sitting in P4. He's 2 tenths up in his lap. If he improves any further, he could potentially snatch P3 from Lasso. But he's got quite a lot of his lap to go, so that is entirely possible. We might go back to him just in a minute, as Van Nimmen has taken P1 pole position from Dubois, who I thought it might have been impossible. I was looking at that time and thinking there's no way that could be beaten. But here he is, Van Nimmen, RVR, with a 217.420. And as we speak, Dubois is, well, at least was 2 tenths up on his lap. It would be enough still, right? No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be. He has to be flawless now in these next corners of this track. Otherwise, he will remain P2 for now. That is anyway. Van Nimmen not improving. He looks like he's giving up in his lap. That's the pole sitter. Apophis 5 tenths up. He crosses the line. Where's he going to sit now? I think this will be P3, P4. He doesn't move at all. Lasso And Robin, I think, did extra lap just ahead of him to improve their times. And Apophis still sits now in P5. Wow, I thought genuinely he was going to steal those positions from them, but that's unfortunate. I think he's on another lap now, which he's already 2/10 up on. So all he has to do is keep this going, and those positions that he wanted are still up for grab. Joe Vanowski, I think he's on the out lap. You know, potentially one of the ugliest Porsches I've ever seen. Do you guys not know what a good-looking Porsche livery is? Does nobody know? This is horrendous. I can't get over this. When we talked to Shank, I asked Shank to Photoshop some different skins on these cars, man, because it's depressing to look at. We're missing some drip out here. And Penix, 3/10 up in his laps in the P8. If I've not gone over yet, we are going to go down it now. So you got Van. We're going to go over it quickly. Van Diemen P1, Dubois P2, P3 is Robin, Lasso is P4. He's coming back out for another lap. Pofis P5, 5/10 up in his lap. He might potentially take a few positions in a second. Jovanovski P6, P7 is Senelef, 8 is Penix. He is 5. Oh, he's just lost all 5/10 on that corner. That is depressing. I'm so sorry, Penix, to catch that. B is P9. Big up B. I'm assuming that's Brains actually in the Mustang. Am I seeing Brains in the... Okay, Brains. Okay. Putting the Scottish flag with the Iron Brew spoiler. Brains forced me into this commentary tonight, guys. He said if I don't do it, he'll force me to eat haggis, and I thought, what could possibly be worse than eating haggis? So that's why I'm here. Amela, P11, P12, Sangamani, P13 is Nunziata, who took his Ferrari and turned it into a lawnmower for a second. Venacci, P14. Carter, you are representing Carters everywhere. That includes myself. P15 is... Come on, man. I'm rooting for you. Stoyanov is P60. Ballini. Is that... No, that is a GT. I can't even tell if that is... I'm going to assume it's a GT3 car. It looks awful. It looks like a GT4 car. And sure, so now we're moving into the GT4s here. So the GT4s we're looking at here, who currently holds who's pole for the GT4 is Jastrozebski, the one I can't pronounce all too well. Schutz sits in P2 for the GT4s. He allows the GT to go past. Hurst is P3 for the GT4s, and Sherlock. You know, unironically, Sherlock has the best skin for the Porsche, and he doesn't even have a skin right now. That's all I'm saying. Another GT4. These guys just sitting in the. I don't think these guys they want any part of it. And you've got quite a few people sitting in here. Turbanov is out on his lap. Jabba is put his feet up. It's a nice skin for the Mustang. I like that. Probably, I think it looks like a normal one, actually, to be fair, but I just love the Mustang, so maybe I'm being a bit biased. BMW skin. Looks like it's not loaded in properly. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. But this guy's dead last, so I don't think he's done a lap at all yet. Right, back to the qualifying. Van Diemen still holding P1 with the lap he set earlier, which is the 217.42. You can see in the top left anyway. Dubois still sits behind, and Apophis has made his way into the top 3. And so in the first and second row, Van Diemen, Dubois, Apophis, and Robin. And Robin's just finished his out lap. I think now here's his lap to challenge for... It has to be P3. I imagine if you are going to challenge for P1, you would be you'd already be at the 217. So I'm going to assume that Robbins fights for P3 now against Office. Oh, one sec. Right. God, this is trying to get used to this again is difficult. Driver best go on the track. Got to see if he's worth your teammate. If he's when has asking. I hope he is 6th. I hope he is. I'm shocked that you don't want to jump on there with the Bentley. That's your car, man. Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. We moved away from tradition. Strovanovski sets a new lap. 219, almost flat. Won't be good enough to take P5. He sits out of it by 8/10. So there is a pace gap of sorts between the top 5 and anyone after. Unless somebody else wants to take a position now and surprise me. Lasso has taken P3 from Apophis. And he now sits 3/10 higher than Apophis. So Apophis now will have to bring out another lap if he wants to challenge that position. Dubois, he is a 10th up on his lap, which will be enough to take P1 if he keeps this pace. It looks as if that might not be the case, at least for not that corner anyway. There is obviously still time to be gained on the rest of the track, which I'm pretty sure he's more aware of than I am. And I'll tell you what, let's have a look. Look at him, 6. Look at him. Sat here, doing nothing. Zilch. Resting his feet. He's got 10 minutes of qualifying left. Who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? Is he not moving? Is this a teammate you really want for season 7? I don't know. K Sheriff DSR in the BMW. He is P7 and 3/10 up on his lap, or at least he was, until he decided to take it completely off track entirely. And now I think that will be that lap pretty much gone. I wonder if he's probably got enough for one more. Maybe go again straight after this one. I'm just trying to look for people who might be a little bit up on their laps, but there's not really much going on the field at the moment. Dubois wasn't able to beat his lap. He's struggling to take P1 from Van Nimmen. He was also just started another lap. Actually, these two are very close to one another on the track. So P1 and P2 just behind each other here. So now coming off of his outlap. Apophis on his outlap. He's got to let Van Nimmen through. Don't mess it up. Nice. Go to a little TV2 here. Ooh. Now Apophis has to be careful to not mess up Dubois' lap here. And Dubois keeps losing time on the same sector as earlier. In the same place where he was 1/10 up, he has now dropped. Yeah, he's given up that lap again. He knows he's made a mistake in the same sector there. A little cheeky Dorito. Come on, mate. I'm already tired, guys. I'm already really tired. Alright. I see you. Stoyanov crosses over, 5/10 up, loses 2/10 on that last corner there. His car looks mash up. He looks like he's been in a round of Robot Wars. Like Sir Killalot gripped it, beat his car up. He sits P15. M. Carter, the man, the representation of the best second name in the world. 4 tenths up, please, son. Just a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster, man. I'm counting on you. Bonacci is 4 tenths up on his. It won't be enough to take the position from Nunziata, and as we say that, Nunziata is also 6 tenths up on his lap. Goes around the bus stop. Somehow improves that. Looked a little bit shaky to me, but it's an improvement all the same. It's 7 to 8 tenths. He sits P12. He just passes brains. We don't like to see that. We'll be enough for brains anyway. But brains on outlap. 6P13. Van Nimmen goes again. He did improve his lap, but only by a fraction. So now he sits at 397 instead of 420, which is a tiny improvement. Not amazing, but you know, whatever solidifies your lead, whatever push that a little bit more, make Dubois do a little bit more. The irony is of Dubois is that his first sector is his fastest sector. So he's the fastest in sector 1. However, in a moment where he could have improved, he didn't. But it's scary knowing that that's his best sector, like he's the fastest in that sector, and that he can improve on it. I think if he nails that sector, he might potentially take P1. There's time there, man, and he's got 5 minutes to get it done. And as we're talking like that, he's already 2 tenths up. Oh, he's giving us commentator's curse and all that. Car moves up to P40. I'm pretty sure he was a bit lower earlier. He might have just moved up. I'm going to stick on Van Nimmen, who's 2 tenths up in his lap. Not too far now for him to finish his lap. He is 2 tenths up. This might be the lap that solidifies pole position. All he has to do is get this last chicane correctly. It looks alright. No, it's too much on the brakes. Oh, you could see it. Oh, he just lost all the momentum into the corner. And that's such a shame because he's like 3 tenths up at that one moment there. But this gives Dubois a moment to potentially snatch this from him. Dubois 2 tenths up at a moment. That would be enough to put him in pole position. He just has to keep pushing. No mistakes. We know where the make or break is on this track. It's always the same place for everybody. And we're going to stick with Dubois just whilst he sets his lap. Ooh. Back end slips out a little bit there. Loses a little bit of time. It would still be enough, I think. No, it won't be enough now. Now he has to find time on this straight and in the chicane to take pole position. He's going to be beating himself up about that, I imagine. Has to be a late break. Let's bring all the momentum into it. Tight. That's it. Free to look at that there. Oh, go on. Can he do it? No, he loses it. Oh, he just loses it. It's so stressful. I'd be geeking out. That was so close from Dubois. He knows where he can get the time. He just can't seem to execute he just can't seem to finish it. He just cannot seem to execute it. Right at the end. Van Nimmen probably brushing the sweat off his forehead now. It's a close one. He knows he made a mistake. I was definitely counting on Dubois to make it. Robin, 3 tenths up. That'd be enough to put him into P3. Where's he up to now? He's got quite a bit of track to go left. He's 4 tenths up. Robin keeps the momentum. He goes into P3. It sadly won't be a challenge for P2. However, P3 is always better than P4. And this would be against, actually, his, again, I guess, his teammate. Only by the same livery, you know, same car, same livery. I'm just assuming these guys came as a free. He turned his car into a lawnmower. Not sure. Some iRacing strats going on there. That was a little bit dodgy. I'm not sure. I imagine there's some sort of weird strategy behind that. Pretend it never happened. But he is, I mean, he must be working. He's 6/10 up on his lap. And although we did say this might not challenge Dubois, if Robin nails this chicane, if he nails this straight, if he nails this chicane, this could be potential P2. He just has to, get maybe, what was it, 2/10 of this chicane. 2/10 is all he has to get. Can he do it? Last two corners, inside. He does the first one. Can he do the second one? Foot down, straight. Oh, it's an improvement, but it won't be enough to challenge P2. That'll put him in P3 though. Robin overtaking Lasso, who is down on his lap. Sangamani. Oh, before we jump on, Sherlock in P10. Mr. P10 himself. I did hear that, guys, whoever that was. Ronald Van Nimmen, thank you for the follow, buddy. We appreciate it massively. Thank you. You're doing great, by the way. Just give me a shout out. You're doing absolutely fantastic. As opposed to Sherlock here, he's just terrible. The thing with Sherlock is what we got to make sure this time is that he doesn't decide to fly in the air like Starscream. That's the most important thing. I'm pretty sure. Is this the track that he did it on? Is this the track? Can anybody confirm that? Somebody's got the gif of Sherlock turning into a transformer and flying off in the air. Pretty sure it was this track. It's probably a lot of weight at the bottom of his Porsche to make sure that doesn't happen again, I imagine. Dubois again now. He is still challenging for P2. This will be the last lap to do it. And Van Nimmen is sat waiting. The nerves now. Can he take pole position from Van Nimmen? We're all watching. We're all waiting. Who's number 78? Who's this? Who is that? Who are you, number 78? Why can't I find you? 78, Stoyanov. You're on an outlap, buddy. That's not going to count, unfortunately. I don't think he's going to be... Unless it does. No. Unfortunately, Stoyanov will be staying at P17. Dubois. This would be enough. If he keeps it here, this will be enough to take pole position. He just has to keep it. Can he do it? This is the chicane where he lost it all. He goes in again. It's looking good. He turns the last corner. It's looking even better. The time's dropping. Can he do it? Who don't know? It's on the last stretch. No, he doesn't. And it's so close. Oh, Dubois, you had it right there. It was all there for you to take, buddy. But that will be Van Nimmen RVR onto P1 pole position. Then Dubois. P2, Robin, P3, Lasso, P4, 5, Apophis, 6 will be the Pred, Jovanovski, Sheriff DSR, 7, Senelef, 8, 9th, it will be Penix, Sherlock, top 10, and we'll try to do what we can here. Sangamani, 11, 12 will be Amela, 13th will be Nunziata, Brains will be sitting in P14, Finacci, taking a nice stroll out there will be 15. Carter will be 16. 17th will be Stoyanov. 18th will be Turbanov. F. Bellini in P19. You have then the GT4 cars of Jastrzelewski. I'll never get this name right, I'll tell you. Schutz will be P2 of the GT4s. Hurst will be P3 of the GT4s. P4 of the GT4s. Will be Velizanski. P5 of them will be Goncharov, and for some, I'm not even surprised. Bonker 941. Jabba has to win. Brother, look at this man. What's he doing? I don't even know if he's there. Has anybody checked if Jabba's still alive? He's just not bothered. He's going for a 25th to 1st. I didn't think that Jabba could get 25th to 24th. Never mind 25th to 1st. But I mean, who's surprised? Okay, he's probably going to go, oh, it's 2 hours long, but you know. I think we've got some latecomers here of Arasad, Craig. Is that an arcane skin? On Aroba Marty. That's a way of looking at it. It is. Big up. I want to look. That's all I can see. Damn. I like it. Aruba Marty, I like that. Mustang with the arcane skin. I like that. However, the session will be starting. I do have to do the painful thing of that. Don't know why I still have to do stuff like that. Ooh, let's take a nice stretch. Ooh. We've got a long 2 hours sitting here. All Jabba 6. It's unreal, to be honest, Brian. It's this is the idea of participating. A few choice words for him. Don't mind seeing it, Rio. Or 2. Alright, a lot of people. I think it's supposed to be more. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be more. But it seems they've not turned up. Alright, session start. There'll be the... oh, there'll be the little formation. What do we... forget about this. I forget about this all the time. Alright. One pit stop is mandatory. Van Nimmen leads the formation. I'm not sure if it's a full lap formation or if it's just the standard. No, it's not. Green lights and away we go. Let's get a better view. Let's get a better view. I like the helicam for this one. Oh, Dubois takes the lead on the outside. Keeps it in. Van Nimmen loses out and comes into P2. Robin goes off the track and Lasso just sits comfortably behind. Sheriff DSR and Penix Angel loses 2 positions. He drops down to P8. The Sheriff DSR and Penix take him. Center left also drops down. Coming into one of the McLarens nearly lost it there. I think it was Lasso. Just as a little back. Tank Slapper will drop to the back here. Just keep on track with everybody moving. No crashes. We love to see that, boys. That is beautiful. Big Jabba is racing and has somehow found his way into P19. What is going on? Looking into P14. I don't know who that was. Penix went flying off there. Loses a few positions. Jovanovski goes ahead. Lasso loses out to Sheriff DSI, who goes into P5. Dubois takes the lead. Van Nimmen looking to come on the inside. Bit of touch of the cars there. Nothing too nasty. But if that might set a precedent for how aggressive these drivers might be for the rest of this race. And it seems Van Nimmen might just have a bit of an edge on Dubois at the moment. Because Dubois is losing a bit of time to win there. Robin sits just behind Dubois. Pofis behind Robin in P4. Sheriff DSR final with Lasso for P5, and Lasso just edges ahead. And here comes Angel out of absolutely nowhere, making this a fight with Sheriff now, and Straight Lights being counts everything here. Keeps, I'd say kept it on track. He didn't all too much there. Into the chicane. I think Lasso might gap these guys for pace at the moment. Pennings goes quite wide, that slows down. MCAR decides to take his own route through the chicane. There's a few, I hope they can re-enter properly. Ooh. Brains into P11. Hello, Brains. Let's move to TP2 here. Sangamani going up. Someone has dropped possessions. I'm assuming it's A. Mellor who's dropped quite a few. Very slow around that corner. Right there. And let me have a look at who just followed. Valentine Thierry. Thank you. Appreciate you. Welcome to this. Let's see, action packed. It's action packed for now. Van Nimmen leading the way. Dubois still sitting behind, not letting him escape too far too early. Robin sitting nicely behind as well. These guys all seem to be around the same pace. I imagine these gaps might form a little bit further towards, well, into the race, obviously. Jovanovski takes DSR. We didn't quite see it. I wonder if I get to see it now. If I go, I'm going to just try something there. This is the overtake. Jovanovski takes the inside. And then you can see where Sheriff just lost out there. And he just closes that off. That's a nice overtake there from Jovanovski. It should now go back. There we go. He's still kept the lead. DSR hot on his trail. Center left set behind with Pennings. I think this might be this little 4. This might be where the race is at. MCAR. Sorry what I said, Carter, man. You're doing well, man. Keep going. We saw where you were. We saw where you are now. Big up. You're representing. You want points. Sangamani sits behind M. Carter. 4 attempts. Brains in P12. And this might be... No, I don't know the true power of Mustang. I've heard it's extremely fast in these areas. And I feel like I'm kind of seeing that now live. I feel like he's actually gaining a little bit on this straight. If he can take this corner well, Brains might close that gap. And I think he does a little bit. Get a foot down early. Oh, you can see where it lacks in the acceleration. Sheriff DSR goes down 2 positions. He loses out to Pennings. I just want to have a quick look at what that was there. Can we see it? Do we get to see it live? No, we don't. A little bit well done. I think he might have potentially just gone off the track, which allowed Pennings centre left to take that position there. We'll go back to Van Nimmen, who is the gap's not massive. It's just 6 tenths, but it is a little bit bigger than earlier. And the front 2 seem to be escaping the likes of Robin and Apophis now. Apophis especially looking like he might be in no man's land for pace. Fast, but sometimes when you're this pace, you do end up just being sat in the middle of nowhere. And I think someone has gone off. Who's that? That's Brains. No, Brains, no. What's happened here? So we go back to Brains. He's looking the other way around at the moment. Let's have a look. What have you done, Brains? Turns here. Where is it you've messed up? There it is. Oh, just foot on the power, put the brakes on. Does really well to not get in anybody's way there. But he is back to racing again. Fortunately now it's P21. But on the flip side for Brains, an hour and 53 minutes to bring us back. Hello, Malcolm X. Oh, Malcolm X34. Hello. How you doing, man? I feel like you've not been here for a long time. I mean, the stream's not been here for a long time, so It's good to see you again, man. Good to see you again. How many people we got in here? Let's have a look. 11 people. Hello. All 11 people. Good, man. Good. Didn't think I'd be doing this again, but here we are. Here we are. Van Newman with the best lap. Don't know if that means anything in terms of points. I think this might just be all strictly for wins. I don't know if there's even a point system for this. I doubt there is, because it's not season. But, so it's all about the top 3, really. If you're not, you know what I mean? If you're not top 3, then maybe, you know what, if you're not even top 1, that's what a true egoist would be top 1. That's Van Nimmen right now. And he still has Dubois within touching range of him, so he can't seem to escape the McLaren despite the slight pace difference. And I say that, and Dubois drops 4/10 in that corner there. So this might be where we see the gap being formed. Robin sitting behind Dubois, 2 seconds behind him. Hofis 2 seconds behind Robin, and this is like a little 2-second gap between each one of these racers here. Joe Bonowski in P6. Such an ugly Porsche, man. I don't have words about that. Pennings in P7. Still being followed closely by Sheriff DSR. Someone has lost the position. That'll be Stoyanov. And Craig and Stoyanov just be fighting. The BMW fights. Sherlock looking to take advantage, but just gets squeezed out. And I didn't think Stoyanov saw him there. It was ambitious though from Sherlock. You gotta be careful when you're overtaking these, and you're not scared about Sherlock because I can tell that he's on a controller. I know that man is on a controller right now. I know he is. Oh, Malcolm, man. I think everything's on, what did he call it? Sim racing? Sim something or I think everything's on there. Ooh, Sherlock brakes late, does take the corner. Stoyanov was a little bit slower in there. I think Sherlock is desperate to take P13. I think he has the pace to potentially steal it from both of these drivers. Stoyanov nearly crashing into the back of Craig there. It's getting a little bit ropey in this 4-way fight. And we're about to find out what the true pace of this Porsche is on this straight. It's going to be sitting in the dirt, yeah. No mistakes. Oh, because it looks like he chucks the track a little bit for speed. I don't know sure about that. Sits behind, gets the slipstream. Will it be fast enough for him to pull out? He does. Stoyanov looks to defend a little bit. He's got this battle of the late breakers. Sherlock takes that. What an overtake by Sherlock there. You knew it was happening. It was pending for a while. He set it up nicely. Big up to Sherlock for that overtake. Now he just has to keep it. Hopefully waiting for Craig to make some sort of a mistake or a slip up, and hopefully Sherlock can then actually take P12 as well. And the gap has shortened by 3 or 4 tenths. It looks as if Dubois and Van Nimmen sit along the around the same pace here. I think this will be it for until the pits. And you know what we're not giving love to, and I'm sorry guys, we're going to go over here, just have a quick little looky at our boys in the GT4s. Hello! It had to be him, Jastrzewski. Jastrzewski? He is P1 for the GT4s, and by a big margin as well, by like a good 8 seconds. So, you know, this looks like a man who actually does his practice in GT4. He looks like a man who sticks it out. And, you know, naturally you won't be getting P1 in the overall race, but, you know, you're getting P1 in your class, and that's what matters. Blankski Velansky? Yeah, I feel like I'm getting that. Velansky? In P2 for the GT4s. And then you have Goncharov, Hurst, and Schutz. And those are the 5 GT4 races. And we were supposed to have Pookie, but he betrayed us. So, you know, probably not Pookie. Jabba. Oh dear, oh dear. Go on, let's have a look. Look at this man. Donuts on the grass. So 6. Look at him. We're watching him live. This is your season 17, mate. I knew I'd catch Jabba doing some ridiculous things. I knew I would. It's like water being wet, fire being hot, Jabba making mistakes on a track. Unreal. Miller. Nunziata, what's up, Nunziata? You've lost 2 positions. I'm assuming he might have potentially gone off the track. Where is he? He has. Let's have a look. We're going to see it now. So this is where he looks like he's lost out. I feel like he might have slipped here. That's what we're going to see. Puts the foot, yeah, too much on the throttle on the curb. Bumps into the wall. Loses out a few positions. Don't worry, Nunziata, you have... Ooh, a bit of a wheel spin there when you're coming off into the grass into the tarmac. It's a bit ropey, but you know, we're getting all the crashes here, guys. We're getting absolutely all the crashes. And we were talking about the gap being closed and these guys being somewhat the same pace, and I think now we're seeing that. Dubois is... Oh, wait. God, I did see it, Jabba, I did. We wouldn't miss it, man. There's no way we'd miss that. Let me just bring up radio control again. So now Dubois is drawing ever closer. The pressure is on Van Nimmen now. Dubois holds the fastest lap with a 2:18.5, and you can see that lap there is where he's potentially closed the gap. And with the slipstream, that McLaren is flying down that straight. And now the pressure's on P1 and P2. And I don't really want to drop this right now. One mistake could cost Van Nimmen P1. I don't think Dubois is letting up. It's, I really don't want to stay on 2 guys, but this is very tense. But there is a lot of, you can see the pace differences in certain areas of the track. So it looks like Van Nimmen is much quicker in the corners, and then Dubois is much quicker on the straights. So I think that's where we're finding the gaps, and the gap being made, the distance being made, and then obviously being shortened on the straights. And I mean, we're going to see now, because he has a 1 second lead on him here, which he made within this lap. And then I just want to see where it is that Dubois keeps finding the times and then challenge Van Nimmen. And I think we're finding it here on this chicane. And yeah, it would be. It's the chicane. Unless Van Nimmen actually pulls away a little bit now. Dubois is finding time in the chicane. So all Dubois has to do for this race is stay close to Van Nimmen as possible on the rest of the track and then catch him on the chicane, although that is a big ask because Van Nimmen seems to be extremely fast everywhere else on this track. I'm just going to see again now if Dubois might be closing this gap on the straight, and he is. He does drop down to a second to 9/10, and then Yeah, it's hard to say. I think the chicane is potentially the most obvious part of the pace difference here. Robin, he still sits 3 seconds behind. Lasso and Apophis are fine. And I always want to see if I can catch that there. This is Apophis, this is Lasso. Apophis cuts the corner. He doesn't look like he gets the Rouge done properly there. That gives Lasso the momentum in speed to then take that from him. He's on the inside. Lasso takes it nice and comfortable. Not a challenge at all there. The momentum helped him. Apophis left stranded in that situation. And that's a great overtake by Lasso, and he still remains P4 as we come back there. Jovanovski. Hello, F1 chum. They didn't kill Jabba. Okay, I saw Jabba spin out by himself. I don't know what. I didn't actually see what happened to Jabba properly. I just saw him on the grass. Did they like knock him off track? I might have missed it. To be fair, I might have said some harsh words about Jabba in that moment. So if you did get taken out, Jabba, I take it back. If you didn't, then, you know, what can a man do? Penix still sits behind Jovanovski. Sheriff is still within touching range of Penix. Makes that a little bit closer there on the chicane, although that just might be a chicane thing. Seneless does sit behind them by 1.5 seconds. Sangamani, now this is where the true gap is in pace. The difference between P9 and P10 is staggering, to say the least. There's a 15-second gap there. And Carter, who was in P10, has dropped to P11. You can't let this guy. You got this guy, Carmen. You got him. That's it. Sherlock in P12. And Mel, P13. The rest of the field coming through here. Brains, who made the mistake earlier, is now sitting. I don't know if he's gone up or down. I think he might have stayed there. But Brains now in P16. And behind Brains is Siva Parsaid. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, that was strange. What's going on there? Is that... Hold on. I'm seeing stuff happen. What's going on? The board, where are you? Is the board in the pits? Has he left? Has he disconnected? He's disappeared off the face of the earth. Oh, dude, I think we've just lost the bar. I'm not sure how that's happened. Or what's happened there. I don't know if he's gone back to pits and something's had to... I feel like we've missed something there. What happened to Jabba? I think there was a collision with somebody and it's took him off track. I mean, he's not racing anymore either. So he's given up on the race. I think potentially he might have been crushed out by somebody. So we have now settled into the first half hour of the 2-hour race in Spa. Yeah, if you are watching, you are not part of this race. In future, please sign up through Singrid. Message Brains on our Discord. What's gaming? What's gaming? And get in here, man. Like we want people all the time. More people, more chance I might commentate. Maybe. No promises. Maybe if you all put in a purse and I take that money for myself and nobody else, I might commentate more. Maybe. We'll talk about it. I'll talk to my lawyers. However, Van Nimmen now with Dubois' departure from the race now sits in a comfortable 10-second lead. The GT4 car just moving out of the way there, Van Nimmen. It's very sensible driving from Gontram, and I'm yawning, I apologise, but all this talking, I've not had to be fluent in Japanese for a while, so you know, I apologise. Sitting and talking for this long doesn't sound that exhausting, but I assure you, it's kind of tiring. So with Dubois' departure, this is the Robin now in P2. He's 10 seconds behind. He's not quite the same pace as his teammate or his friend, but Lasso sure is just as fast as Robin, so eventually we might see a battle for P2 between these two McLarens. Apophis losing, and the gap is being created between him and Lasso. Jovanovski is 5 seconds behind Apophis. He's doing well. It's Angel's always a bit of a dark horse. You kind of never know where his pace is. I always think that Angel actually put a lot of time into this game. You know, despite the terrible pedals that he has that look like they're out of a Games Masters magazine, potentially he could be top race, one of the top boys, but I'm not going to push it, just saying, you know, a little less more league, a little more ACC. Behind Angel is Penning still. Sheriff still behind him. These two are matched for pace. They can't escape one another, and it's you know, it seems to be they're in the same car, so I imagine, you know, they are relatively the same driving skill. And I think this is probably the closest anyone is, and I say that Bellini is being pushed now by Siva Passe. I'm trying to put some flair on it, man. I'm not trying to say your name as English as possible. He tucks in behind with the slipstream, just getting in behind the Jaguar there. Does he have the pace on the straight? Can he late break it? Bellini does have the inside, but Siva Passe just takes that corner beautifully. I thought he might have overshot it, but he takes it so well, and he takes P4 in from Bellini. Brains looking for the opportunity to take another position from Bellini. It would probably help if he kept his car on track a little bit more there, but we'll see where Brains keeps when he keeps going on. See if this fight gets a little bit closer here. I feel like Brains is struggling a little bit, just trying to keep the car into the corners. Although the Mustang is there, I imagine it's a pretty heavy boy. Can't be too easy lugging that big boy around. We're looking now at that M car and Sherlock now putting the pressure on M car, who's in P10 by default of Dubois leaving. And if you know anything about Sherlock, he's that he's an aggressive driver, and if there's an opportunity, he will try and take it. Sherlock takes them two corners beautifully, gets the momentum, he's right behind him now. What's he going to do? Will he feint it? Go on the inside, Sherlock. Turn right, that's it. Look at it, no! He backs out, unless he's looking to go on the inside. He took in a little bit closer, get a better exit. This is where the momentum would be, mostly. He has to get everything correct now. He's setting up like he did earlier. Car took that corner a little bit better. But Sherlock now, again the momentum, he's set it up perfectly. Again, we're going to see Sherlock do the same, overtake twice. He's got the speed. Has he got the brakes? Car's feeling the pressure. He tucks it on the inside. Sherlock doesn't quite have it on that corner. I'm sensing a send. You've got it. Oh, he's looking for it. Car just kind of closes it off. The Sherlock looks on the inside. Don't bump, no. I would say that was not Sherlock's fault. That was not Sherlock's fault. There was enough space for two there. Shame. Car should have probably left a little bit more space. Probably could have challenged that position still. But Sherlock ultimately takes P10. And as I said, that I don't think that was a dirty overtake by any means. I think that was that's perfectly fair. There is a GT4 in the mix. This could shake things up. If he gets in the way for too long, a lot of people might lose time here. It's on the inside. Sangamani has done the overtake. Now it's time. Oh, we're getting a few laps there, aren't we? I think there's a lot going down at the back here. Oh, look at this. Oh. It's getting all crazy at the back. It's a Mustang party. Oh, Brains and Aroba Marty. And with the arcane skin. Sherlock P. Sherlock. That was a good overtake, man. He had. I think that was a fair overtake. But I don't think Cart left enough space there. Personally. But there's a little fight here, and Brain spoke very highly of this Mustang on the straights. Let's see if it does him any favors. He is closing the gap. You can't go there, Brain. You don't have that in you. That's not in your locker. Oh, and he just slows down the back a little bit too much there. I think he always shot it. A bit of overspeed from the slipstream. This gives Craig an opportunity to look on the inside, and I think he'll take both positions. Craig, he looks in, he takes it. Brain's just having to push the brakes as Craig just takes the inside. And give props to Brains there for hitting the brakes. I think a lot of people might have just followed through there and said, no, I'm having that position. Is LaRouge in the room with us? Are we just gonna just keep gliding over it? You know what I mean? I would say probably not a fair overtake, but I'm biased. So Brains, what a great overtake, absolutely fantastic. Didn't cut in the corner there. Well done, man. The Nachi P14. Yeah, it is kind of compact at the back, actually. You got Craig taking that position back. I don't know. Oh, he's getting sticky out here. Aroba fight with Brains now. It's aggressive. It's, you know, all this for P17. It's quite something. I mean, you've got to make a race out of something, right? Yeah, that was a sticky fight there. Brains and Craig just going a bit back and forth. Craig's front of his car looks a little bit it's just hanging on. It's just barely hanging on there. Bit of damage at the front. Probably get repaired within the pit. Don't forget there is a mandatory pit stop. The boys have to stick. I thought we were in the first half hour. Now we're in the first half hour. This might be the longest race in my life. If you hear snoring halfway through this, I apologize. But I bought drinks and everything for it, you know. Ooh, let me have a bit of a stretch. Ooh, left, right. The old man is creeping up on me. It's a posture, a water check for the viewers. Check your posture, check your water, look on your second screen. You know what I mean? Play a game there. Big Six has gone on Dota. That better be on his second screen. I better be on his main screen. Van Nimmen still holds P1 by a 15-second gap now. So now Van Nimmen will be racing potentially the loneliest race ever. The only way that this could possibly go belly up is if something in the pit stop happens. Which I doubt it will. Van Nimmen seems like a very capable driver. So I'm going to assume from here, this is Van Nimmen's race to lose. Like, he has to do something insanely silly to lose this position. Behind him, by a whopping 15 seconds, is Robin, who I think Lasso was closing that gap last time we looked, and now that gap seems to have moved to around 4 seconds. So it seems Robin's found a little bit more pace, and pushing a little bit more. Postface is still within touching distance of Lasso. I mean, any mistakes made, a Postface will be there to salvage. P5 is Angel Jovanovski. He sits 6 seconds behind the Pofis, so he might just be in sight at the end of this straight for Jovanovski, and that would be the same for Sheriff and Angel there. Senelef behind Sheriff. Penix is in P8. Sherlock has gained a few positions by the looks of it. He sits in P9. And we are making someone. Oh, he's pit. Car's pitted. Okay. Does he know he's got a whole an hour and 35 minutes left of the race? Oh, I wonder what the plan there is. No, I'm not a pit expert by any means. Ooh. Drive-through cleared for number 25. Have we got 25 on here? This GT4 car with a drive-through penalty. That is Schutz. A little bit of love to our GT4 cars, and I think Jastrzebski sits in P1 still. And then P2 for the GT4. Lansky. And we have the Goncharov in P3. And then these guys, there's a fair gap between them. Jastrzebski is miles ahead of his next GT4 car P2, but he's doing well, he's doing really well, and they've not caused an issue yet, I don't think. Hurst there in P4, he has Goncharov in sight, and is this Dubois back in the race? Is this a... Where's he been? Well, anyway, Dubois is back. Wonder what's going on here. I really hope there's not been some sort of like weird glitch that we've just not picked up on. Because Dubois being back is a bit strange. I'm not going to watch Chicago. I'll keep up with that anyway. I'm not sure what's going on there. Van Nimmen. It's only P1. The gap is getting bigger and bigger. This is basically your Max Verstappen 2023, 2022 car. Insane pace. Gap's huge. Can't even see him. Robin is your P2, and Lasso is still just watching his friend, teammate. Again, not sure what they are, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're rocking the same livery as the guy ahead, you're... He's got stop and go penalty. Dude. It's gone from P2 to just... Yeah. Not sure, he might have sped out the pit lane there, I reckon. Both is only 3 seconds behind Lasso now. Angel. He's 8 seconds behind the office. So I think Angel's just now what you call like flow state, where you're not really racing anybody, so you're not having to make any sort of decisions. You're just in autopilot. And you just keep racing and going and going. You're not really thinking. I used to like those races in ACC. I used to turn them into like time trial like things where it's like, oh, I wonder if I could beat my last lap. And then I have to do it again. Can I beat my last lap? Can I beat my fastest lap? Can I? That's what I would do in these type of races where you are just stranded by yourself. Because it can be lonely, man. It can be a lonely race. Really lonely. Drive through for track limits for 99. Who is number 99? Craigity Craig with a wig. That is a shame. He has given up on that corner entirely. Gone on the grass. There's no wonder he's got a penalty. He doesn't care for corners. He cares for nothing. And Bellini just looks like he might just... Oh god, Craig's has causing all sorts of problems on the track. Roba Marty takes that position off him as well. So it looks like Craig's race has now gone to the potty. Momentum probably being sucked out of Craig now, knowing that he has to take that drive through. Sort of hold and brake. Not sure what that was. That was a hint of sarcasm from one of the drivers. I wonder if he bumped into the back of him in the pit or something. I'm not sure. But this puts car. I think. So there's 18th, there's 16th on here, so there's 18th on there, we'll never know. Look for the, I mean, this is the, oh, that's a GT4 car. In the midst, and you have to give that position up, GT4, you can't fight for the corner on that one. Brains takes over now. And he should be letting Aroba through. He does very nicely, and he bashes into the back of Aroba. No! And that is a shame to watch. Watch yourself there. Aroba Marty has a lot to say. He's not happy with that. I feel like he could have just potentially kept driving there. The loss wasn't that bad. But I can understand the frustrations. You know, naturally that'll be looked at there. And probably not one of Goncharov's best moments on track. Niman creating a bigger gap still. Go around the ridge. Still yet to pit. Looks like a lot of cars are entering the pit lane close to the 1 hour marker. Not really too clued up on what potentially might be the best strategy for this. Usually I go for, like, if it was a 2 hour race, I would just do like within an hour, right? Half and half. Although previously we have seen some strategies on mandatory pit stops, like do some crazy stuff, undercutting, overcutting, and every time it's happened, I've never understood why. Whether it be repairs or something, but I like a quick pit stop in terms of ACC. So Pennett's now back out. Has to be careful re-entering the tracks as this Mercedes flies past. To Paulini, and it looks like Brains have lost the position there. No. I'm gonna reframe on. Oh dear. Oh dear. One mention. What are you going? I would love to see what happened here. No, dude. Oh, these. That is that's poor from the GT4 car. Extremely poor. That would be Volansky. At no point ever should they have been that close. I can't understand what was going on there. And that is a shame for Brains. He's now suffered another crash. Having to potentially go into pit. On the flip side for Brains, at least his mandatory pit stop would be done, and that can all be done in the same pit. But yeah, that's a bit of a doozy, that one. I think these GT4 cars have to be a lot more careful on this track. I think one of the most important things is to not try and get into a GT3 driver's way. And you know the difference between the cars. It's not difficult. That's a real shame for Brains there. Oh, Van Niemann has begun the lapping on the back markers. I mean, he probably did a while back, but Now the likes of Barlini, it is a blue flag. He should be coughing up that position pretty easy. You can't be challenging it. That's not someone you're racing, Barlini. But regardless, it is done cleanly. And this is the way it gets squeaky bummed. Oh, God, I get so nervous now. Angel's still yet to do his mandatory pit. And he still sits in P5. Drive through for track limits, and that's number 825, who is Amela. Oh, and he has to go do that now. And it's the same for Stoyanov as well. What happened there? What is there? Did they both go off at the same time? And what needs to be realized here, guys, is that this is not something you can pit and get rid of. I think you have to do the drive through, and I think you have to drive through here. Without pitting, so I'm hoping they know that. There's been too many times I've seen somebody try and pit for a drive through, or like, nah, dude, you can't do that. I think Stoyanov has already done his pit as well, so Stoyanov, I think it's actually like potentially much further ahead. I think this drive through is just something he has to do it now. Stop and go cleared for Dubois, who is back in the race. Yeah, they're aware. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. And unfortunately for Amela, he has sped out the pit, and that has given him a stop and go. Oh, gee whiz, we see it way too often, man. Way too often. People coming out of them pits way too quick, shifting up and then putting the foot down. And no, it's cost pretty much Amela his whole race entirely. And I think Amela's aware of that. He's probably just saying, oh, well, stay out of the way now. Brains gets his mandatory pit out of the way, and what the hell did... Yeah, okay. Thought maybe that happened. Roba Marty back in the race. Oh, this fella is... Oof, man, he's sketchy. Lansky. I'm just kind of slowly panning through. I'm just panning through these now, really. Seeing what we can find. Yeah, let's go look at actually Devoir, the man who holds the fastest lap on track. And it's a shame because now he has to let everybody, all the blue flags pass. Has to be an awkward, kind of an awkward thing where you know you're the fastest on track, and regardless of that, because it's the blue flag, you have to let him through. Now the hard part of this now is Dubois is going to potentially probably keep catching up to the ones in front, and unless he's like miles faster, which I think he is. Yeah, he is. Like, you can't keep letting these guys through. There has to be a point where you okay, I'm faster than these guys. As long as he does it cleanly, which he is, he'll be fine. can't imagine this is a problem. Oh! That was starting up there, came off the track a little bit. Bit of a tank slapper. And just to give you all a heads up on the hour marker, for 5 minutes I'm just going to have a quick recharge. Ooh. Give myself a little bit of a break and come back with the 55 minutes left. So I hope you don't mind the small hiatus. I would just like a few minutes to stop talking. It's a long one. The GT4 car there, just getting in the way of Robin, but moves out of the way for him nicely. A25, stop and go, it's clear. Which is a Mella. Please don't do it again. He's learned from his last mistake, well done. And it's back to racing now for a Mella, although he still has a... Could you imagine having to go through the pits twice and still not having your mandatory pit stop done? The pain of that. Funny enough, the closest fight that we still have here is Brains, I think, and... wait, or is it? No, it's not. It's not even that. Because there's a GT4 car. So actually now the gaps, due to the pits, have widened massively. Everything's a bit everywhere. I'm not entirely sure where people are going to end up. So Drovanovski goes into a P4, but it's not. But it's just a placeholder at the moment, really, for Lasso, as Angel still has his mandatory pit to do. Down the left going past Lasso as well. And the thing with the Spa pit is that the pit stop is so long, it's not like F1 where it's the first part in and out. You have to go around the first part, then you got to turn, go down to the second part, then you got to pit, and then you got to go to the exit, and it's such a long thing. And when you're looking at like people overtake you here, you're not even halfway through to the pit stop yet. It's absolutely insane. But obviously everybody has to do it. I just can't get over how big it is sometimes. That's what she said. For that, no, for somebody else does. There's Sherlock in P7. He's not had his pit yet. I'm gonna have a quick check to see who actually are. So Van Dimmen's still yet to have his pit. Same with Robin. Same with Apophis. Angel, Chevy. Seems like the top runners are all waiting for their pits, apart from Lasso, who will be the big difference between the rest of them. Which will be interesting, because we're going to see if that pays off for him now. Whether or not it would be an undercut. Steve, I think Lasso was behind Robbie, wasn't he? So we're basically waiting for Robin to take his pit, and then once we see Robin take his pit, we can then watch where Lasso lands up on the premise, like when Robin comes out. So that'll be an interesting take to see what that difference is there, and see if it was the right choice for Lasso to make. Through for track limits, that's number 56, who is... Where are you? Goncharov. So Robo Marty's killer. And speaking of Robo Marty, he's gone into the pit. And I think this might actually be for his mandatory pit stop. I'm assuming. The gap's now 18 to 90 seconds, and it's Dubois and Van Nimmen. Van Nimmen probably having some sort of like PTSD flashback of this McLaren being behind him, and going, why is this man here now, and why would he have a blue flag? I'd love to know what it was that happened to Dubois for him to leave and have to come back. It's such a shame. I think we'd still have a really good race at P1 otherwise. Because Robin doesn't seem to hold the same pace, unfortunately, that Dubois did. Or Dubois? I'm pretty sure it's Dubois. With this lap in Bellini. You know, coming to finish this lap. Overshoots that a little bit, but that's fine. I feel like his gap to Sheriff is big enough for him to make a mistake and it not really matter too much. Sheriff now can run a chicane. Stenelep not too far behind. Lasso overtakes that. I want to see that because we're not getting any action at all, so I want to see the overtake. Straight behind, looks at the inside. Textbook stuff. I like it. Extremely easy for Lasso. This is going to be his big charge now. Just challenge P2. As Robin still hasn't taken his pit yet. That's Craig now. I think he's finishing his pit. What's he already done his pit? And is this like a repair thing? Marty's back to racing as well. He takes P19, P18. Likes Craig. So I'm wondering if the top 6 do still all have mandatory pit stops to take, and Dubois is breathing down this man's neck. But he can't overtake him because it would be a blue flag. You just have to sit there. It's not the worst idea, I imagine, actually. Pennings and Nunziata, what's going on here? Where's this overtake come from? Can I play that 15 seconds, please? We are thirsty for a bit of action. Nunziata takes it. Paul leaves the inside undefended. And Pennings laps that up. And then, as we see that, Nunziata took it back. And I think that was just on the corner after. Into the Rouge. It's a fight now for P10. Pennings and Nunziata, look at the speed he carried through there. And Nunziata will get that slipstream. Can he use it to his advantage? Will it be enough for him to look on the inside? I don't think it will be. And I have overshot my little break here, guys. So I'm going to mute myself for a few minutes. Just have a few minutes of silence. I'll carry on flicking through cars and stuff, but ultimately I'm just going to take a few minutes, take a bit of a break, and I'll be back in a minute with you. Oh. And it seems we've came back to a bit of drama. Oh, a lot going on here at the moment. I think Manny looks like he's given up. Van Nimmen is in the pit. Oh, some choice words to say there. I'm not sure what the issue is or what's happened. Robin has had his pit. Has Robin taken P1? Was this due to damage? Van Nimmen now somehow behind. Not sure what the strat was for Robin. Was there even a tyre change and more fuel? Like, it's hard to say. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to these pit strategies. I'm not entirely sure what the difference between Robin's pit and Van Nimmen's was. So Van Nimmen now has to basically recuperate 12 seconds worth of a gap to take P1, which respectfully was his to lose. Longest stream I've done in terms of racing. I think so. I think me and Crucify had one, but I don't think it was 2 hours. Yeah, I don't think it was 2 hours. I just wanted to stop hearing my own voice for like a few minutes, you know. So probably after this, after you lot stripped from me my Path of Exile 2 time, I'll probably be just a complete mute for the rest of the night. But yeah, back to the race. Robin now in P1. Van Nimmen with a lot of work to do in 51 minutes to take that position back. I'm not sure what happened in the pits, but now Van Nimmen has a Pofis behind him, and the pressure is on more now than ever. It was his to lose. I wonder if he got caught up behind somebody. He had a lot to say on the chat box. We'll call it the radio chat. But yeah, the pressure's on now. Pofis tyres, I think, are probably a little bit more grippier and worn in. Lasso's charge, I thought, was going to be the undercut of the century. It turns out it took a position from him. So in terms of picks, because unfortunately it's not really made clear to you what it is they're pitting for, we can only assume that maybe less fuel was placed in. There might have potentially not even been a tyre switch. So, and obviously if you've got a bit of damage, that can accumulate quite a bit of time. So if any of these had a bit of damage, that might have kept you in the pits a little longer. We won't know what it was, but it has changed the order a bit now. So now we do have Robin in P1, taking what was potentially the bar's position, or should have been. Van Nimmen in second. Puff is sitting nicely behind him. Lasso on the charge again now with a 5-second gap behind Apophis. And Jovanovski still sits in P5. Sheriff actually quite close. So again, pit stops have actually given us a little bit of life back into the race. And we now might actually start seeing some proper racing again. Pennings found himself in P8. He's now ahead of Nunziata. I think he's behind. I think Nunziata is longest pit. Oh, actually, I think Nunziata got a bit damaged early, didn't he? So maybe this is why he's in there that long. But Sherlock in P9, he's done his pit. I think everybody has now pitted. Obviously, Nunziata's in there now. Nachi hasn't pitted. He has Jovanovski. It's a blue flag for Nachi. You gotta let him pass. Good man. He's getting into the pits. Okay. I'm gonna go back to that because that means now he's held him up a little bit. This allows Sheriff to make an attack on Jovanovski. And this is the most action we've had in a while. I'm so excited! Into Le Rouge, they both go. It's all about momentum, it's all about carrying speed. Dirty Air has not affected Sheriff whatsoever. There's Brains. Well, there's Brains, isn't it? Yeah, well done to Brains for staying in the race, man. That's a champion, that's a true champ right there. Sheriff looks on the outside. Jovanovski cuts it off. Perfect on the brakes. Didn't make a mistake there to allow Sheriff in. Is there enough there for him to go for it? No. It's really difficult to overtake on a lot of these corners. There's obviously some key ones where different lines can make it easier for you. That being the turn one is a great example of that. Having different lines into there can sometimes sneak you a little position if you're feeling brave enough. Sometimes you've got to shove a few people out of the way, step on a few heads to get there, but being aggressive does sometimes get you the positions that you want. Going down the straight, Sheriff now have a bit of that sweet slipstream. Bit of Dirty Air to go with it. And then into the chicane. There's no way Sheriff looks at it, does he? No, but this is what the entry matters. And so does the exit. And this is tight between these two. But it's not going to be enough for Sheriff to make a lunge for it. And if we go back to our current P1, is Robin. Van Niemen is closing the gap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he's closed it by what looks maybe as if like 0.5 of a second. And he's done that, what, in 8 minutes? That's like, what, 3 laps? I don't know if that's enough to... It could be. Maybe towards the end of the race. Van Niemen might potentially be pretty close behind Robin if he keeps his pace up. Pofis now losing time to Van Niemen. That gap from what went from like I think it was a 0.3 to now a 2.6. Lasso still trying to catch the position taken from him by Pofis. From that pit stop strategy that they had there. Sheriff still hot behind Angel. Senelef sitting in P7. It's been a lonely race for Senelef. Not much to talk about, unfortunately. Well, I mean, he's having a great race. You know, he's sitting in P7, minding his own business, not caring the world other than the odd occasional GT4 or lapped car. So, you know, not the pretty relaxing drive for Senelef. Pennings in P8. P9 with a pretty big gap to Pennings. Oh, but I think it's like 24 seconds, which is it's kind of crazy. And I think Sherlock is just done his fastest lap on this last lap at 2:21.1. He's done 31 laps. So if we're looking at laps now, Dubois is actually on the same laps as Turbanov, who I think's GT4 car, I think? No, it's not. Turbanov and Stoyanov are on the same laps as Dubois. 27. You'll have to basically take Melo and Craig back. We are on lap 32 now. 32 laps of Spa so far. And 42 minutes left to go. Them controller, yeah, you can see the controller inputs, can't you? Like, you know, where he looks like he's jittering, he's having like, got like some serious illness in the car. If you want to see like true funniness, let's see if we can see it. Come on, good look. Look at that. It's terrifying, man. Jesus. That's TB2 there. At least for Sherlock, he's not decided to fly off the track quite literally this time, which is nice. And Mella might be the only person with a pit stop left to go. And Mella, man, you got to get that pit. I don't know how he's still going on them tyres. Fair play to him. Maybe some sort of master plan I'm not aware of. It's Vinacci finally in the pit stops for his pit. Jastrzebski, who is P1 for the GT5s. With a bit of an anime looking livery there. Is followed by Valensky, who is P2 in the GT4s. Hurst in the who is P3, and we have lost our 5th GT4 racer, but Goncharov still remains as P4 of the GT4 cars. Brains overtakes Vinacci in the pit. Stop and go for number 8, who is... Oh, it's somewhere. It's Vinacci as he's tried. Oh, he's sped out the pit. We see this way too often. Way too often we see it. You gotta relax a little bit on the exit, guys. Just press it when it tells you. Henning's coming in for a pit. I feel like he already did his. He has. I wonder what this is. Well, sure, Sherlock don't mind. That puts him into P8. He's on a good race. Gap to Robin is now 10 seconds. It's getting there, but slowly. I would love to know what the difference was between Robin and Van Nimmen's pit strategy there for such a gap to be created. Pofis now 6 seconds behind Van Nimmen, so the gap there is quite apparent. Both thinks it's quite as fast as Robin. And so he's losing a lot of time to Van Diemen, a lot quicker than Robin is losing time to Van Diemen. Lasso still going 8 seconds behind Apophis, followed by Jovanovski. Sheriff has now dropped 2 seconds to Angel. So that battle now is giving Angel a little bit of breathing space. He's probably a bit relieved of that. If anything, you don't want to be in a battle for too long in this game. In this race, maybe actually entirely, because you just lose a lot of time. Not that these gaps are massive anyway, but in a shorter race, it'd be probably a lot different. And Lev, Craig's got a lane past. Yeah, nice and whoa, is it? Yeah, it's tiny enough. I think that could have been a bit nicer. Siva Passay is someone we've not spoke about enough this race. In P9, he has pitted. He's actually done really well. We've not really seen much of him in terms of battling or holding off anyone. Or maybe I've missed it, but shout out to Siva Passay. You've been having a good race. Another one just kind of minding his own business and just getting the job done. I think a top 10 in a long race, in a 2-hour race, is actually kind of respectable. At least I personally would be alright with that. Penix following behind Siva Passay. And there was, yeah, Penix is still racing, so that must have been a pit stop. I wonder if it was fuel, and he got a little bit scared, and maybe he didn't have enough fuel to finish the race. It's quite common mistake to make. I know I've made it before. Really a lot of damage on that car. Miller takes that position from him. But Craig fights back. And they're going into LaRouche to get a bit. Oh, yeah, Craig backs out of it. Miller comes through. Brains passing the GT4 car. Beanie. Senna left in front of him. Probably not looking to make that move as long as he wears a blue flag. Yeah, everything's fine there. Van Diemen now 8.5 seconds behind. We're looking at almost 2 seconds every 7 minutes, isn't it? So let's see some maths. What is it? 8 seconds. So potentially in the last 10 minutes we're looking at here. Unless Van Diemen makes some sort of cataclysmic mistake, Van Diemen could well be racing Robin at the end of the race. That could be what happens. That's going off my bad math, so I have terrible maths. So in my head, I feel like that's where we're gonna find it. It could be even closer, but as said, Van Diemen has to keep this pace and keep closing that gap to Robin. It's Miller taking the GT4 car of Valensky. And Brains has actually kind of come back a little bit here. At least what feels like it. I mean, he's gonna have to. Is that a P13? His brain's P4. Oh. I said he was coming back. I mean, he had a crash. I think he's like 2 crashes actually. So, I'm sure he could potentially finish this race in P13. I think for brains, which I think, considering 2 crashes, not too bad. Okay, so that would be Craig now going to the pit with a lot of damage. So if I was Craig, this would probably be my call for the end of the race. A lot of damage there taken. Could be another long pit stop for him. All the pressure on Robin now. He has to keep a healthy pace if he wants to take this P1. We said what we said earlier about Van Newman. This is Robin's to lose. There might be a bit of commentator's curse, but oh well. You know, we could do with a bit of drama, to be honest. And it's a shame, really. I was really hoping we had a lot of sign-ups, and a lot didn't turn up, and I feel like this would have been a way cooler race had we had the extra. What did I think of, like extra 10 people who didn't turn up and signed up along those lines. So it's just sad. It's a shame, but definitely would have been cool to have that many. And Newman still lingering around the 8.5 and 9 second mark. So it's looking a little bleak, to be honest. I was expecting him to be at least 7 seconds behind him, and now something along those lines. I mean, it's getting there, but it just feels a little bit too slow, and it might not just be enough. And I would assume for Lasso this might be the same against the Pofis as well. I don't think he's got the pace to close down an 8-second gap in such a short time to snatch the 3rd podium slot from Apophis. Healthy top 5 for Angel. Sheriff still lurking behind like a bad smell. 3 seconds. He'll be in Angel's wing mirrors. There's been knowing any mistake that he makes, Sheriff will be there to salvage, steal and take that comfy little P5 from him. Craig just allowed 10 left to come back. Craig having the repairs on his car. His car looks kind of new again. Doesn't look like he's playing Wreckfest anymore. Sherlock in no man's land. This is a visual representation of Sherlock's brain. Nothing going on around. Just a black void. That is the Porsche. One man, one brain cell. Look at it. The jitteriness of the car. You can tell we're getting to a desperate part of the stream where I'm having to insult. Oh no, he's having a great race. P8. He's having the same one as like Siva saying centre left, where you're just kind of relaxing now. You're on autopilot. You know, you don't have to do anything. The gap's too big for you to make a charge on the person ahead. And you're not too bothered about making a tiny mistake because the gap behind is also insane. Like, it's a minute. Siva Passati is a minute behind Sherlock. So she's got enough to worry about other than just getting to the finish line at this point. the gap to the leader, Sherlock, is 1 minute and 45 seconds. So it's coming up to the point now where I think the likes of P7 and P8 might potentially get lapped. And looking at our P1, who said it? Robin? Van Diemen has now placed it into the 7-second marker, and it's slowly going down into the 6, but I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in the potential chance of that last few minutes where we might see a fight for P1. Is all down on these two drivers to not make any mistakes at all. So there's going to be a lot of pressure now. Obviously, Robin is going to be seeing Van Diemen pushing for that P1. He's going to need nerves of steel, especially in the last 10 minutes, just to keep it together, keep the car on the track. Don't make any sort of big mistakes which might lose you a second or two, because that might be the difference in the winning. And I think Van Diemen's going to get a tiny little bit of slipstream off of Stoyanov. But I think Stoyanov needs to move out the way a little bit now. Yeah, Van Diemen sick of... Yeah, that was a bit... Yeah, I'm not sure that was necessary. I think Stoyanov... I think he moved out the way there. It looked like he moved extremely far right, and Van Diemen just kind of got sick of being behind him. You know, Stoyanov probably should have moved out the way a little bit quicker. And if I look at where Stoyanov is, I think Stoyanov might have made a mistake then, and I think Van Diemen could have probably just went right past without flying over the thing and hitting the wall. And I think any chance now of Van Diemen getting P1 has pretty much just gone out the window with that there. I feel like if you're going to corner cut, probably preferably not best to do it over the bumpiest part, despite your frustrations. And I would say now Robin has pretty much got this in the bag. Great strategy, good pit. Seems everything's, you know, I'm not sure what his fuel is. I can only assume that he's got it correct. And this now is, what's it, 25 minutes left of the race. I can imagine now. Oh, Van Diemen has, oh, he's crashed. Oh yeah, he's just fully out of the race now. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are we doing here? That's Van Diemen now. I'm sure he's probably going to say something now. But ultimately, if you didn't jump over the shortcut, your race could have still been on. All it takes is a little bit of loss of composure, and you know, you can lose it all. And I think that was it for Van Diemen there. So now we've had another shake-up. Robin P1, which looks like that might be the end result, considering the 20-second gap to Putfist, who has crashed into the wall. No! How has that happened? Takes there. That looks alright. What's going on? Oh, the grip has just left him, and he's gone flying into the side, and this allows Lasso to now be straight behind him. And now it is squeaky bum time. Lasso going from P4 now to potential P2 is the craziest jump ever. And the man who stole his position from him is there, ripe for the taking, with a little bit of damage on his car. Oh, I can't believe what's gone on here. All it takes is a few mistakes and then we finally get a bit of a shake-up. Van Nimmen, my buddy, Stoyanov, yeah, I'm going to assume Stoyanov, you had mentioned how he didn't get out of the way on the blue flag. We did see it. But yeah. Now Lasso has taken that position that he lost through the pits back from Apophis, who made that mistake of maybe just pushing the throttle a little bit too much on the exit, and that back end just slipping out. And now the two McLarens of Robin and Lasso, although they're missing their friend Dubois, they now see themselves as a 1-2 potential finish. Apophis with the damage on his car cannot keep up with the pace of Lasso now. 22 minutes, Jovanovski, no damage on his car. Apophis with a little bit on his. I'm wondering if maybe, just maybe, could the likes of Jovanovski take P3 from Apophis? Or am I being a little bit ambitious for Angel? I might be Team Angel, but I think even this one might be a stretch. Although the gap is going down, so it could happen. You know, we'll get back to Angel in a few more laps and see where he's at in the charge for potential P3. Sheriff has still I feel sorry for Sheriff. He has unfortunately just had to see the wing of that Porsche for pretty much the whole race. It's a real shame, to be honest, but I mean, P5 now, you know, you're sitting comfortable. That's a good position to finish, I think, in such a long race. Senelev in P6 there. Sherlock P7. Happy days for people getting positions on the premise of existing. Brains in P13. He'll be moved to P12 soon. And Nimmin has come back on track. He figures that, you know, you have been, let's have a look. Feel like something terrible is about to go down. And I don't think there's any way of me kind of stopping it here. One sec. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay. We're safe. I got a little bit scared for a second there. I thought he was about to do something stupid. I think that was definitely what was going to happen there. Yeah, I think he's a little bit sore from the from what happened. Damage control, but let's get back to the race. Let's not make it about somebody else anyway. Yeah, Robin now, 28-second gap. Let's have a look at Angel. The gap has gone down by 2 seconds to Apophis. It's still 15 seconds. Maybe I was a little bit too ambitious. I can't see this probably getting even into the 10-second marker. Although Sheriff is still hot behind Angel in 2 seconds. Then alive. He said he Who did I see there? What's going on here? There's a lot of silliness going on in the track right now, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Dude, damage control on these people, man. This is absolutely just getting insane. Now we're just looking. Joe Vanosky now getting held up by a GT4 car a little bit here, which is allowing it's allowing Sheriff to have a bit of a fighting chance. And now the pressure is on Angel. Can he keep this lead? He's only got 15 minutes left of the race. That is he got like 7 laps left to keep this lead. And the Sheriff has been consistent. He's not dropped from that 2.5 second gap for many of laps, so Angel might be in trouble now. Any other mistakes made allows Sheriff to take potential P4 from him. Back to Brains, who has got himself into P12. This would be Brains' final position. He's extremely far away from Bellini. No one's really close behind. No, I don't think it was a fuel issue 6. I think he's waiting for his friend. I think it's absolutely insane. But yeah. Look at what is going on here. Stoyanov. And near enough to last place. Robin. Making it. It's now reaching now the 30-second gap. Lasso in P2. Apophis not far behind still, but the initial damage took a lot of pace from him. He was faster, if not the same speed as Lasso. Since that damage is now put him a few tenths a lap behind him. Jovanovski and Sheriff still fighting, and I think this might be the fight to watch up until the last lap. Say that. Bolini is not too far away from those Yamaha. GT4 just come out of the way. Make sure there's not any sort of crash here. Got to be careful. This is where the pressure comes in. Every overtake you do has to be clean. It has to be precise, set up nicely to make sure and reassure that you do not make a mistake when attempting to overtake a blue flag, whether it be a GT3 or a GT4 car. Obviously if the car behind does a better job, then it applies a lot more pressure onto you. We have nearly 10 minutes left of this race. And I'm just quite tired, but I'm just going to quickly flick through. Yeah, so that gap has now been created there, much bigger than what it was. Oh, come back on the right side there. Sheriff looked like he tried to make that dive, and Angel just kind of had to compromise his corner a little bit and make sure he doesn't end up crashing into him. And it's getting desperate now from Sheriff. He's been behind that Porsche for the majority of this race, and the relief it would give him to not have to see it anymore, I imagine, is an insane amount. But on the
pit window is now closed.
Pit window is closed. Anyone who has not done a pit, which I think everybody's done theirs, I think everybody's done theirs, so I think we're fine for that. I don't think anyone will be getting disqualified there. But in terms of this one, Sheriff did lose a little time on that attempted attack, but since then has now managed to bring this back into 4th, 10th range again, and the pressure is on Angel, and he's got to overtake 2 blue flag cars as well. This has to be done in a way that doesn't compromise his race, his position, and that means Penix has to be nice about it. He has to see 2 cars racing here. He has to get out of the way. He has to get out of the way. Oh, you just knew it was going to happen. You just knew it. I think, fortunately for Sheriff, it's not done much in terms of losing a gap, but it was stuff like that that was kind to try to talk about. You have to be careful, and it has to be both sides as well. Those ones that are being overtaken have to make the space for the cars that are lapping you. Otherwise, you can compromise a potential position for another driver, or even ruin their race, which we've seen. So. Penix with a little radio apology there to number 38, which is, I think he meant number 43, unless he means Jastrzewski, who's GT4 car. So I'm not sure how that happened. I would have said sorry to Sheriff. That's who initially has paid the price. Why he did get it down to a 0.4 gap. He is doing it again, and it does seem the time made up is usually on this corner here. Just gonna look elsewhere just real quick. Robin still our P1. Lasso still in P2. The Pope is a P3. Jovanovski now only 4.5 seconds of Pofis. I'm wondering if Pofis had some sort of crash of sorts. I didn't even notice that gap being taken. Is it 4.5? Let's see if we can get a better look at this from a. We're live now in the helicopter. It's Huts Gaming funded, and by that we mean we stole it for this race. We're not giving it back. I'm not. And Mella taking a strange line there, and this might just be Angel's way. He needs to be out of the way now. He stays in position. That is fortunate there for Angel, despite that mistake being made. Don't go for it, dude. What are you doing, Amela? What are you doing? Oh, God. Angel with squeaky bum time. These blue flags are causing the world's biggest pain. And Apophis is in Angel's sight. But it's 4 seconds and it's only 5 minutes. He has to have the drive of his life from here on outwards. The only problem that we're having here with Angel is that there's a lot of GT4 cars and blue flags dotted around the track here. Mistakes being made by the other drivers. And now essentially he has to. Oh, we got drive-through. Who had the drive-through? Number 78. Who's that? Stoyanov. Not probably his best drive, to say the least. Amount of controversy today in regards to Van Nim. Beliansky has all but given up on his race. Dubois still, maybe not salvaging, but just, I guess, just having a nice time trotting around the track. Why not? Now Angel has put that to get down to 3 seconds. The GT4 stays out the way for Sheriff, who is still 1 second behind Angel. She seems a little quicker down this straight. I say straight, it's not much of a straight, but yeah, I feel like you understand what I'm saying. Office there, just on the exit, making his way to turn 1. And he's got 3 minutes and 28 seconds to hold P3 from Angel. And we're coming up to now the last 2 laps of this entire race. Quick checky. Thank you, Polo75, for following my guy. I appreciate that so much. I don't know how long you've been here, but thank you. Feel free to chat in here. The more conversation, the easier it is for me to commentate. Yeah, Sanj Gaming. It's we've had good races. We've had good races. We've had some good battles. Naturally, we've had a few doohickeys here and there in terms of blue flags and that, but unfortunately, I feel like you can never really take away human error from these kind of things. Nice, Sanj Gaming. So thank you for following, by the way, Sanj Gaming. Appreciate that. We have remained on Angel. This is fortunately the most exciting part of the race at the moment. He is 2.7 seconds behind Apophis now.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap.
The leader is on the final lap. That's Robinson now. It is make or break for Angel now. He's got this lap and the next one to catch Apophis. He's 2.3 seconds behind. P3 is just in front of him. Sheriff has lost his time too. So what we were seeing there was Angel was losing his, well, was potentially going to lose his P4 to Sheriff. Now that gap's been made, Angel's found a bit of pace. He's now absolutely on the charge now. There's just Craig's just in front of Apophis, and this could be just what Angel needs to close that gap down. And he's now officially on the final lap. Craig moves out the way. He needs to stay out the way of Angel as well now. I think Angel might be able to get a bit of a slipstream from him. It has gone down to a 1.4 second gap. It's all or nothing. Craig's losing it in front of Angel. This is terrifying. Stay out the way. The charge is on. And I'm worried. I want to. Oh God, Craig just a bit ropey around the corner there on that chicane. Angel closes down the gap to 1.3 seconds. Don't forget, Apophis does have damage. Don't lose it now. Don't lose it now. We saw the car just getting a little bit squirrely on the exit there. He's brought it down to 1 second. I will have to fix on Robin, who's about to finish. He's on the last straight, about to go to the chicane. On the last 2 corners. And it is Robin who has withstood the test of time in a 2-hour race. Well done to Robin.
The leader has finished
That's
the race.
P1, the leader. Well done to Robin, with great strategy. Managed to find himself in P1. Pre-Van Nimmen mistake. And Lasso will be coming over next with his friend Dubois, who was potentially looking like a P1, P2, placement for him. Unfortunately, something happened, but well done to Lasso there for P2. And this is where it matters most. Angel right behind Apophis now. Everything matters in this chicane. How can Angel take it? Will Apophis take it terribly? And unfortunately for Angel, unfortunately for Apophis, he remains P3. And Angel comes into P4, Sheriff in P5. Senelef quite far behind, but he's in P6. P9 and P10 are solidified for Nunziata and Penningshurst in the GT4. I'm going to have a look at our P1 for the GT4, Drastrasevsky, and welcome to him in the GT4 clash, and he does a little bit of flashlights for his win in his class. Well done to Drastrasevsky for winning his GT4 class there. And that will basically put Senelef through there into P6. P7 will be Sherlock. Yeah. Alright, and I think that wraps it up for us there, guys. The lap of honour, Robin and his friend. About... Oh no, it's not. It's Robin and Lasso, the teammates in the same livery in McLaren car. And well done to them for the P1 and P2 finish. Office, P3. Jovanovski, P4, Sherry, P5. P6 is Senelef. 7 is Sherlock. Siva Passay in P8. P9 will be Pennings. Brains with the wheel spins. P10, Jastrasevsky, the winner of the GT4 class with his spins. Hurst in P12. I mean, this might be changed because people might be leaving, but I feel like you guys know who finished where. All I can say is I appreciate you all for coming, being here for the race, turning up, signing up, attending, which is the most important part for us. Hopefully in the future I can commentate more on these races, and hopefully else in the future they're not 2 hours long, so I won't have to take a break in between. Yeah, I appreciate you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I hope you enjoyed the race. It can be a bit long-winded sometimes, but if you're here, thank you. And for those who followed, double thank you for following. Please, if you play this game, if you know friends who do, anyone, please bring them into here. We would love to have them race here and keep basically growing this community. And I will keep trying to commentate these races if I can. No promises. But yeah, peace out. I'm going to basically show you the future for the next season in Huts, and yeah, you guys can go from there. Thank you. Oh, signing out. Peace, guys. Love you all.